Hey guys, welcome to another webinar. It's Wednesday, and yes, we are back with another value add webinar for you guys. So, this is a common title which people have been asking for a long time, and we have been practicing this a lot internally as well for quite a while now. So, we thought we'll probably share some of the strategies we follow, some of the strategies we have heard from others, and some of the strategies I've heard by hosting other people in this webinar as well. So, this is an accumulation of all those. So, if you guys are watching it, watch it till the end. And if you have any questions, please do drop them. I'm not sure where you're watching this. So if you're watching it on YouTube, do drop it in the comments. If you're here at the webinar, please use the Q&A column to share your questions. To start the scenario, I'm just gonna share my screen. Yep, I hope you guys can see it now. Perfect. All right, so yes, this is the topic we are going to discuss about making videos in a shoestring budget. Yes, it's something everybody would love to understand, because not everyone today has the resources or enough resources to put on enough production value in order to create high quality videos. But at the same time, quality doesn't just comes up with production, but quality. When I say budget, it's not just about the cost, but it's also about the time which you are spending onto it, the amount of resources who are involved in creating this video. All these things comes into factor, and we obviously want to reduce this in order to create quick, high quality videos which people would enjoy at a short run. So that is exactly what we are solving today. So a quick shout out on why exactly are we talking about this. So over the last 1 or 2 years, since the pandemic started in March 2020 or Feb 2020, depending on wherever you are, uh, people have started to create content online because that has been an escape medium, which started as an escape medium for them from the regular routine, because they had been saving a lot of time through their travel, etc. They started creating content, and apparently over the last 1 or 2 years, we all know a friend who has started his YouTube channel or her YouTube channel, or started streaming on Twitch, be it on any platform. They have started to create content online. I've been enjoying that as well. It's not just that, the consumption of video content has also been on the rise. People have started liking those video content in different forms. For example, be it the lengthy movies, documentaries, or the short form YouTube videos, or the much more short form Facebook videos and clips. And then there is Instagram Reels, and then there are live streams. So multiple forms of video content has been on the rise, and people have started to enjoy consuming this type of content compared to other forms of content. And what you're seeing here is a split on the same. So almost 50 million content creators are there today. And you can also see this as a result of YouTube algorithms revenue growth over the years, and the expansion of the video market in all these space. So that has been the area now, and it obviously makes sense for us to understand more on how to create such high quality videos in a short budget. So what exactly that goes into creating this? If you're somebody who is starting new, then firstly, obviously, you need to start with defining your niche. There has been cases wherein people have been arguing about handling multiple niche in multiple mediums. For example, I'm somebody who wants to talk about productivity, at the same time I want to talk about dancing or cookery, something like that. So can I handle two niche in the same handle? So that is something which you have to arrive on. Preferably, it's always suggested to have one particular niche, especially when you're begin with, and then diversify at a later point of time. So to begin with, you need to identify whom are you targeting, and what exactly is your niche, and what are your goals within that particular niche. So whether it is branding, whether you're creating awareness about something, whether you're educating, or is it going to be about sales. So make sure you define your niche first, and then you choose your platform. Again, this is another question which most people would have, whether I need to start out on multiple social media channels, or should I be focused on specific channels. For example, if you're creating these videos from a B2B perspective, whether it is for customer support, whether it is for sales, or whether it is for your online classes, it's just very straightforward, and it is much more clearer. But if at all you're entering into the social media space, then obviously you need to define what are the platforms you need to pick and choose. So make sure that you create one lengthy form of video, and then you can repurpose it into multiple chunks for distributing to other platforms. So this would probably reduce your overall timeline. For example, I would make this one webinar wherein I would spend around like 30 minutes to create this entire webinar. It should be around 20 to 30 minutes. And then I would probably transcribe this into a blog, and then I would take parts of it for my social uploads. So I can just, repurpose this one particular content which I have created into multiple forms of short content and distribute it across multiple platforms as well. Now, this is the reason why I want you to choose your niche and then come to your platform, because it is also important to understand the people whom you're targeting, where exactly they hang out the most. That is going to be really important when it comes to choosing your platform. So make sure you define your niche first, and then you move on to choosing your platform. Now, the next part obviously is choosing the style of video. So once you have narrowed down these two, you need to identify what are the different type of videos you need to create. The first one is animated videos, wherein you create 2D animated videos. You can use Animaker for this. The second one is screen recording. That is where Vmaker comes into play. With Vmaker, you will be able to just install the Chrome extension or our Mac application, and then you can start recording some screen records. For example, if you want to make a video just like what you're watching right now, you can see that I've just triggered the extension. You can just choose the screen plus webcam option, and I can just walk through the slide completely using this particular format. Or I can just record my screen and I can just give a voiceover completely, and then I can use the final video outcome as well. Now, not just this, as part as Vmaker also has an editing dashboard. So once you have created the video, you can just go into your dashboard, and there is an online editor which will help you to edit this particular video. Is the better part. If you are somebody who is YouTube, then you have the option to upload your recording directly to YouTube from this application. Okay, I guess we are back. I hope you guys can hear me. So yes, this is what I was talking about, wherein you can go ahead and edit it within the Vmaker application. And this is an online editor wherein you have the basic options of trim, merge, and flip it, rotate it. You can even add in external videos. For example, if you have an intro and an outro fixed for your particular YouTube channel, then you can upload them and then include it to your current timeline as well. And finally, like I said, you can just go ahead here, click on the share button, select YouTube, and then click on your YouTube channel, and then just enter your title, description, add the tags, and publish it directly from YouTube. So this is kind of like your all-in-one tool which you want to use if at all you need to create screen record or educational videos within one application without traveling through multiple applications. And the best part is your video is also stored in cloud, so which means you don't have to download it, re-upload it multiple times. So all these things are taken care, and within an hour or so you can just get your complete video ready and then upload it to your channel. So that is something which Vmaker helps with. So just give it a try if you guys are interested. The third one is studio production, which is something most people would love, and we've all seen it, wherein you have a proper camera, you have a production setup in place, and you appear in front of the camera, and then you start talking to people. So this is probably one of the best ways. People find it easier, but then like I said, with the pandemic going on, and since everyone is working at home, it's not easy to get a proper studio setup in place, which is why you need something like an animated video or a screen recording in place in order to make this entire process faster and more seamless and create less dependency over others. For example, you shouldn't be wanting to hire an editor, or you don't want somebody to help you with storyboarding, etc. You can just screen record whatever you're doing, explain it, and then send it to it. So if that is one of your niche, then yes, this is going to help a lot. The next point we want to talk about is your video copy. So yes, no matter how minimal the production value is, but as long as your content is going to stand out, then yes, it is going to make a huge change in the overall outcome. Now, I know YouTubers or people who have been creating content who have just been using their mobile phone in order to shoot video without even using an external microphone, who have gone places just because their content has been nice. Now, I'm not suggesting this to everyone out there. I know it is a pretty rare case because maybe these guys are early starters and they had an edge over the others. But right now, if you are starting, at any point, copy is not something you can compromise. Production value matters. Yes, there is no disagreement or any argument on that. But copy is something you can never compromise. So these are some of the tips which can help you to improve your copy. So you can probably make it a reveal format. You can talk about multiple challenges. You can explain the solution in detail, or you can even mention, if at all you're making a product demo video or something like this, you can actually mention some of the additional features which your product has. So mix and match multiple perspectives into your copy. That'll make it. And one simple format which I would suggest, or I follow it usually, is this SCC format. So the first one is always a statement to open, and this is what you call the hook. So you just pitch a statement which will create that interest which your audience can connect to, and then they stay back to watch the rest of the video. So the first one is the statement format, and the next one is the challenge. So immediately after that, you post some challenge. It's kind of like a counter reaction wherein you say something and then counter it yourself with a challenging question, which makes them think much more deeper. Now they are like completely rooted into your content, and then you pitch the solution. So this is a format which is seemingly approved to work for me. For example, when I started this webinar, I told you I made a statement stating that we need to how exactly the YouTube algorithm is growing, how exactly we all know a friend who has been started to create content, who has started to create content over the last 2 years. So that is something people can connect to. And then we open up the challenge wherein how difficult it is to create video today, and that will again deepen the connect which we have created. And then we go ahead with the solution, which is what I'm doing now. So this is a format which you can follow for any day. If at all you're out of ideas, then yes, this can be your go-to solution. And finally, close with the CTA. For me, it would be go ahead and try Vmaker if you want to create videos online. But yes, depending on whatever video you are creating, you can just go ahead and create your own CTA. But CTA are essential, whether it is subscribing to the channel, whether it is replying back to the email, whether it is forwarding this video to your friends or your colleagues, whatever it is, always put a CTA, because engagement matters when it comes to video more than anything. Next one I want to talk about is tools. Yes. So I recently had this conversation. Just in case you don't know, please do check out our webinars page. We have been hosting multiple experts over the last few months on this particular channel, wherein we talk to them about how exactly we can create videos and how to better the videos in multiple areas. And one such thing we talk about is always about tools. So some of the important things you need to look into is, number one, select a good camera. Mobile phone cameras are pretty decent nowadays. They do more than a better job today. But if you have an external DSLR or something connected to your computer, for example, I have a separate webcam connected to my computer right now. I have my laptop on the left-hand side. So this probably adds in more clarity, and this would really help. If you can have a DSLR, then it's going to create a much more better effect. The next one is lighting. Good lighting is really essential. So make sure that, for example, in this particular video, I am the object, I am the subject of this video. So you can see that my face is well lit and you can see it clearly, whereas the rest of the room is pretty dark. I'm not saying that this is probably the best lighting you would see, but make sure that you have a good lighting space. So if you're creating probably a video in the morning, then yes, open sunlight is the best. You can just go for it, but make sure that you are in a well lit space before you start creating your video. That's going to create a huge impact. The next one is microphone. Audio quality is something people can never forgive. I've read reports wherein it says that people are open to forgive an average video quality, but then if the audio quality is going to be really poor, people cannot listen to it. Video is something wherein the visual and the audio should take place simultaneously. And even if the visual is corrupt, even if the audio is fine, people are ready to accept it and move away with it. But if you don't have good audio quality, then yes, it's going to be a problem. I would always suggest going for a basic lavalier microphone, which can help you to remove some of those external noises and then capture good audio content. If you can get a condenser microphone like this, then it is better than anything. Or even you can use your headphones if you have them in place to create some decent audio quality, to your videos. The next one is an editing application. So yes, if you're using Vmaker, you don't have to worry about it. But if at all you don't, you're using other forms of video creation tools, then yes, make sure that you have a good editor in place. Now, the reason why I put editor on tools is because you would probably be spending up more money on that unless you are using something like Vmaker. So make sure whenever you're planning for your content creation setup, you also plan for an editor in place, whether you're outsourcing it to somebody in order to edit or you're planning to use a tool to edit it in-house. Make sure that you account for the softwares there as well. And finally, an SEO application. There are multiple free apps available here, but if you're creating content online, yes, also do invest on an SEO application, which will help you to understand the basics of video SEO. If you haven't listened to it already, I've made an exclusive video on YouTube video SEO. You can just go ahead and check it out in our YouTube channel, and that would probably give you some great insights. I've also recommended some of the free tools wherein you can get some information in order to optimize your content for that algorithm as well. So yeah, these are probably the tools I would recommend. Basically, your own phone or a webcam like this, and then good lighting. I think that is always available. A microphone, whether it is a simple lavalier microphone that will cost you about $20, and then an editing application, I would recommend using Vmaker, because you don't have to spend something extra on that part. And then SEO application, do check out my video wherein you can get access to some free tools there. So overall, if you see, this would probably help you, in order to get the show up and running. But it's more about the first few things which I discussed, wherein, you select your niche, you identify the type of video you want to create, you identify the copy based on how you're going to present that video, and then you go about producing that video. All these things are going to be more important. And yes, you need a handy tool, which can help you to do all these things in a right frame of mind without depending on others. So make sure you have all these things aligned. If you have to create videos at a small production value, and like I said, when I say small production value, it's not just about how much you spend, it's also about how much time you are investing, how much people or resources do you consume in order to create that video. So I hope this video would have been useful for you. If you are an individual creator like me, then yes, I am pretty sure that you would have found this useful. If you have any tips for other people, if there are any hacks which you follow personally, then please do share it with us. I'll be happy to take a look into it, and I'll be happy to try it out as well. If you have any sessions for the community, make sure that you join our community space, wherein we'll have some interesting discussions. Some of the points here are actually picked up from the community, so that is pretty interesting. And see you guys in the next webinar. So if you have any questions, please do post it, and do give Vmaker a try as well. So see you guys. Thanks for joining. I'll see you guys in the next webinar. Do check out our webinar page for the upcoming webinar, and you can also join the session live. Thank you guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.